How does a quiet, art-loving university student become a political firebrand capable of swaying an election? How does the private wife of an economist transform into one of the most influential public speakers in a nation? This is the central question of Samira Bawumia's life. You've seen the finished product. The poised diplomat on the world stage, the charismatic speaker on the campaign trail, the compassionate advocate in Ghana's most remote villages. But her journey, there is a story of quiet ambition. Before she was Bawumia, she was Ramadan. This is the story of how Samira Bawumia found her voice and reshaped what it means to be a second lady. This is her story. Samira Bawumia's story begins on August 20, 1980, in a home where politics was the air she breathed. Her father, Alhaji Ahmed Ramadan, was a veteran politician and the former national chairman of the People's National Convention, PNC, a major figure shaping Ghana's political landscape. Her mother was the unshakable foundation of a busy household. Growing up as the only daughter in a household where national politics was dinner conversation, it taught Samira something most people never learn. Her academic journey began at local Islamic schools in Accra, progressed through Akosombo International School, and the prestigious Infantiman Girls Secondary School, each step building her intellectual foundation. While her father hoped she might study medicine, Samira was drawn to the humanities. Not because she wanted to avoid science, but because she was already asking the questions that would define her life's work. How do societies organize themselves? Who decides policy? And how do those decisions reach the people who need them the most? She enrolled at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Social Science and a focus on law and sociology. A clear signal of her interest in the systems that govern people's lives. But she was far from done. She pursued an MBA at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, and in 2012, she didn't just graduate. She was named the best student in her program, a remarkable achievement that showcased her discipline and leadership potential. Years later, while juggling the immense duties of being second lady, she earned a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of London, cementing her reputation as a lifelong learner. In 2004, Samira Ramadan married Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, a brilliant economist she had met a year earlier. They began a quiet life together, far from the public glare. As Dr. Bawumia built a distinguished career in banking, they started a family that would grow to include 4 children. For years, Samira remained a private citizen, a wife, a mother, and a professional building her own path. Then came 2008, and the decision that changed everything. Dr. Bawumia was selected as the running mate for Nana Akufo-Addo of the New Patriotic Party, NPP. In an instant, the Bawumia family was thrust into the fierce heart of Ghanaian politics. Samira, the private individual, was suddenly a public figure. The 2008 campaign revealed something unexpected about Samira. Friends from this period described watching her wrestle with the talent she hadn't asked for, in a life she hadn't chosen, discovering she could command a room when she spent years preferring to observe from the corner. The 2008 and 2012 elections were grueling contests. While the NPP did not win, these years served as Samira's baptism by fire. She learned to navigate the labyrinthine world of Ghanaian politics, to command a stage, to negotiate with chiefs and community leaders, and to connect with everyday citizens. But it was in the lead up to the 2016 election that Samira Bawumia truly arrived. She was no longer just a supportive spouse standing in the background. She had found her voice, and it resonated with analytical precision. What the public saw as her emergence onto the political stage was actually something more complex. A woman realizing that all her years of quiet preparation had had equipped her for a role she never imagined wanting. The private Samira, who preferred books to rallies, was discovering that her greatest strength lay in translating complex ideas into conversations that felt personal. Samira had moved from the sidelines to the center of the political arena, not by accident, but by deliberate choice. When the NPP triumphed in 2016, she was no stranger to the demands of the spotlight. She was prepared, seasoned, and ready to redefine the role of second lady, not as a ceremonial figure, but as an active partner in building the nation. This transformation from observer to strategist would prove essential as she approached the most defining challenge of her public life, that is, how to wield influence without formal power. SEHP wasn't born from a desire to help. It was born from a calculated recognition that traditional first lady roles were insufficient for the scale of problems she was witnessing. Where others saw charity work, Samira saw policy implementation by other means. If she wouldn't write legislation, she would demonstrate what the legislation should accomplish. SEHP became a strategic vehicle for social change with a clear mission to empower the underprivileged, especially women and children, through tangible interventions in health, education, and economic opportunity. Her approach to maternal mortality revealed something crucial about her political mind. She understood that sustainable change requires more than good intentions. It requires systems confronted with the heartbreaking reality of high maternal and infant mortality rates. The Safe Delivery Project committed to distributing 100,000 well-stocked birth kits to expectant mothers, providing the essential supplies for a clean and safe delivery to drastically reduce infections. The project also focused on training health workers and re-equipping under-resourced clinics. Education was another cornerstone. Believing literacy is the bedrock of progress, Samira launched the Library in a Box project. This initiative delivers created collections of age-appropriate books to schools in deprived communities, aiming to ignite a nationwide passion for reading by making books accessible. SEHP works to unlock the potential of a new generation of Ghanaian thinkers. Third pillar was economic empowerment for women. The Skills and Entrepreneurial Development Initiative has trained thousands of women in trades like yogurt making, providing them with the skills and startup kits to launch their own businesses. A flagship program is the Sheer Empowerment Initiative, recognizing the untapped potential of the female-dominated shear industry. SEHP trained women in best practices for picking shear nuts and processing high-quality shea butter. The project also includes plans for local processing facilities designed to keep more of the profits in the hands of the woman doing the work. As founder and CEO, she is deeply involved in every project strategy. Her work with SEHP is not a side project, it's the very heart of her public service. While her humanitarian work defines much of her public identity, to overlook her political acumen is to miss the full picture. Born into politics and married into it, from the moment her husband entered the political arena, she has been a constant and significant presence on the campaign trail, widely regarded as one of the new patriotic party's effective communicators. Her role extends far beyond that of a traditional political spouse. Party strategists quickly learned that Samira didn't just deliver messages, she improved them. Her feedback sessions became legendary within NPP circles. She would deconstruct a speech, identify its emotional gaps, and rebuild it with the precision of someone who understood both policy nuance and human psychology. During the 2016 and 2020 campaigns, she was instrumental in mobilizing support, particularly among women and young voters. Her real political skill isn't her ability to energize a crowd, it's her capacity to make economic policies sound like conversations between neighbors. She possesses the rare gift of translating her husband's complex financial theories into stories about how family pays school fees and why small businesses succeed or fail. Her prominent role hasn't been without controversy. Critics have questioned whether presidential spouses should wield such influence, but Samira's response has been consistent to demonstrate that influence earned through trust and competence serves the public interest regardless of the office from which it flows. She's a political force in her own right, capable of headlining her own rallies and delivering the party's message with a unique blend of passion and precision. She understood that in Ghana, respect isn't given to titles, it's earned through demonstrating understanding. Her warmth draws people in, while her sharp, articulate arguments command respect. Samira has never shied away from taking a principled stand. She and the First Lady refunded all allowances they had received since 2017 in a significant statement on public service and accountability. As her husband campaigns for higher office, her role has become even more central. She has embarked on solo campaign tours, leading the charge in key regions to engage directly with party delegates and grassroots supporters. These are not the actions of a mere supporter. They are the strategic moves of a seasoned political operator who knows how to win. Samira Bawumia has carved out her own distinct political identity, proving that one can be a supportive partner while simultaneously being an influential leader. Her political sophistication extended beyond speeches and strategic sessions into every aspect of a public presentation. In public life, image is a strategic instrument. Every outfit Samira chooses represents a calculated economic decision disguised as personal style. Her wardrobe isn't just cultural pride made visible. When she wears Ghanaian designers' international summits, she is shifting purchasing patterns and global perceptions of African luxury in ways that formal trade agreements often fail to achieve. She has transformed every public appearance into a showcase for the richness of Ghanaian and African textiles. Whether at a state dinner, a local festival, or an international summit, her wardrobe has become a traveling exhibition of local industry and artistry. This is a conscious choice. By consistently wearing and promoting Ghanaian designers, she has given an unparalleled platform to nation's fashion industry, catapulting the careers of those who dress her. She has become the ultimate ambassador for Made in Ghana, proving that local craftsmanship belongs on the world stage. Her style seamlessly blends tradition with modern sophistication, mirroring her own identity. This fusion has made her an aspirational figure for a generation of young Ghanaian women, demonstrating that it is possible to be deeply rooted in one's culture while being a modern global citizen. Her fashion sense is not about vanity, it's about substance. It's a visual declaration of her pride in Ghanaian identity and a strategic tool for promoting her country's culture and economy. Her unapologetic embrace of African aesthetics is an influential statement. She uses her platform not just to be seen, but to say something profound about who she is and the creative excellence her nation possesses. On the global stage, Samira discovered that her greatest diplomatic asset wasn't her title. It was her ability to speak about development challenges from lived experience rather than policy papers. One of her most prominent roles is as a global ambassador for the Clean Cooking Alliance. Here, she has emerged as a leading voice against the dangers of household air pollution from traditional cook stoves, a silent crisis disproportionately affecting women and children in the developing world. She has collaborated with world leaders including the late Kofi Annan and actor Julia Roberts to raise awareness and champion cleaner cooking solutions. Her work earned her recognition as a 747 honoree in 2019 for her efforts towards UN Sustainable Development Goal 7, and her role as a global champion for the Alliance was recently renewed. She serves as a global champion for the World Health Organization's Health and Energy Platform of Action, and spearheaded the coalition of people against sexual and gender-based violence and harmful practices in Ghana. She has represented her country at countless international conferences, speaking on everything from gender-based violence to human trafficking. This work has earned her major international accolades. In 2018, she was named an African Woman of Excellence by the African Union Commission, and she is a member of the prestigious Women in Leadership Network, chaired by former Irish President Mary Robinson. Behind the influential speeches, the international awards, and the punishing schedule, there exists a private person, a wife, and a mother to 4 children. The most remarkable thing about Samira Bawumia isn't that she balances family and public life, it's that she managed to raise children who understand they share their mother with the nation, yet never seem to resent the sacrifice. This suggests something profound about how she's navigated the impossible mathematics of modern women's leadership, being fully present in moments that matter while accepting that some moments must be missed. She and Dr. Bawumia have been married since 2004, and their partnership is the bedrock upon which their public lives are built. She has been a steadfast supporter of his career, just as he has championed her work in building her own legacy. Her approach to privacy reveals a sophisticated understanding of political sustainability. She shares enough of her family life to remain relatable, while protecting enough to maintain the mystic that keeps public interest from becoming an intrusion. It's a balance that requires constant recalibration, and one that many political families never master. This challenge is one many women can relate to, but for someone in Samira's position, the stakes are exponentially high. She has often spoken of the importance of education in her own life, a value she works to pass on to her children. Her journey puts a human face on the often impersonal machinery of politics. It shows that it's possible for women to be influential leaders in the public square without sacrificing their family roles. This documentary represents our deep dive into publicly available information about Samira Bawumia's journey. But every story has layers that only the person who lived it can reveal. If you found this analysis compelling, stay tuned. We have more exclusive content about Ghana's most influential political figures coming soon. Samira Bawumia's legacy will ultimately rest not on the office she held. Her 8 years as a second lady demonstrated that influence flows from trust. She didn't just prove that a second lady could be influential, she proved that influence itself could be reimagined. In a political landscape often defined by what people take from their positions, she's built her reputation around what she chose to give. That distinction may be the most lasting lesson of her tenure, that true political power isn't about the authority you hold. It's about the trust you earn and what you choose to do with it.